Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will talk about seeking information. Seeking information and confirmation is a part of language communication, and it is one of the important components of language communication skills because in the course of discussion in everyday life and in particular situation you need to ask about different things, you need to confirm about certain situations, and you need to confirm some information. So for all these you quickly need to know about different aspects, and you need to learn about certain set of words which may help you out in understanding about how to seek confirmation and how to seek an information from others. So let's begin. Here is a version about seeking confirmation in descriptive form from the Unit 2. Sometimes we want to know the truth behind what we hear or read, and sometimes we need to confirm or verify the doubts and thoughts in our mind, and so we ask for confirmation. I highlight it for your convenience purposes because it's really important and it sets the agenda for the discussion of this very unit. You notice that how we begin, we need to confirm or verify about certain doubts that may be there in your mind. So what we need to know exactly what happened, who said something, and what is being planned. And for all these matters, we need to seek confirmation. In this unit, you will learn some of the ways in which we can ask for confirmation. So we go ahead. Here is a situation. Let's begin, students. You must be quite familiar with the situation. This is pure Pakistani scenario, and a high-ranking government official has been shot dead outside his house in Islamabad. A newspaper reporter is asking the superintendent police some questions about the incident. Listen to their conversation and notice how the reporter is asking questions to seek information. So you learned how about the situation. There is a situation in which a high-ranked government officer has been shot dead outside his residence, and a news reporter is asking the questions from SP and some questions about the incident. So let's see what SP has been narrating the incident and what kind of questions have been asked. So you can go ahead. Here is a transcription. Here is a text of the interview of the conversation which existed between the news reporter and SP. NP and NR. NR stands for news reporter and SP stands for superintendent police. So here we begins. SP Sahab, what exactly was Mr. Bhutto shot? At 8:30 this morning. News reporter, where did it happen? SP, outside his house. He was leaving for work. He returned round to say goodbye to his wife, and at that moment he was fired upon. News reporter, what weapon was used? SP, an AK-47. News reporter, was there anyone else in the street at the time? SP, yes, there were few witnesses. News reporter, so you have a description. Superintendent police, yes, a fairly good description. SP Sahab, it is unbelievable. How can a man shoot someone in a broad daylight in the center of Islamabad and get away with it? SP, well, these criminals can do anything. The man, who was wearing a grey shalwar kameez and a black shawl, walked past the minister's house, took the gun from under his shawl, fired at the minister indiscriminately as soon as he came out of his house, and simply walked away. He did not run. Those who saw the incident ran to help the minister. Nobody followed the man because he had a gun. News reporter. So he is in fact newspaper reporter who is talking to SP. News reporter. He just walked away. SP. Yes, I believe so. News reporter. Incredible. SP. Yes, it is. Isn't it? News reporter. Do you suspect anyone or the motive behind the murder? SP. At the moment, we are unable to make any conclusions. So you can notice, guys, that here is a long conversation that happened between SP and news reporter, and a lots of sets of questions and answers in order to confirm the information. Let's go ahead with some important expressions out of these dialogue which may help you out in understanding about confirmation and state of surprise. Here are some expressions from the dialogue. For confirmation, you can use "so you have a description," meaning that you are able to describe about the issue about certain question. And then you notice that there is another question mark followed up by a surprise statement, which is virtually not at all a question. He just walked away. It is such a state of surprise. Meaning, when you read through the whole dialogue, you notice that how that shooter he just walked away after shooting the minister. And then this state of surprise, it came from the news reporter. He said that he just walked away, means that nobody caught him. Nobody caught that criminal because he had a gun in his hand and everyone was scared about being rather fired. The reporter did not say or used any question form. Do you have a description or have you got a description? So, viewers, you can see the difference between these two statements. One is related to the confirmation and other is related to the surprise, but they are not at all followed up by any kind of question word. He did not use the question form. Instead, he used a statement form because he actually knew the answer. He did not ask a real question, but rather checked or confirmed the information that he already knew or had guessed. You notice this is important because here many times you also do the same thing. That when you especially you say that so you have the answer, yeah, or you may say so you have the solution, or you may say that has happened instantly. So these are all statements of surprise and confirmation. We continue with these question types. So this question type 9, it actually states what actually the reporter said. The reporter asks, so you have a description, he's actually asking. And when the reporter says, so do you have a description, he was actually confirming what he has heard about. And when the SP told him that the murderer walked away, the reporter expressed surprise and reconfirmed the information and said, he just walked away. He's actually saying, did he just walk away? So you can listen to the dialogue again and compare the tone of voice, stress, and intonation of the two questions to understand this point. So virtually, I had talked about all the kind of conversation just in the beginning of this very video, and if you may go back and you may compare the tone of voice, stress, and intonation of the two questions to understand this point. I hope so. The discussion about the state of confirmation and surprise that is quite clear to everyone. Here is a set of surprise and here is a set of some exercises as well. Here are three short dialogues. Notice the questions being asked. They are actually not real questions, but rather confirmation seeking questions. Rewrite these questions into real questions using the appropriate question form. So what you actually need to do students, इसमें आपको ये स्टेट ऑफ सरप्राइज या कंफर्मेशन को शो करना है, लेकिन आप नोटिस करेंगे कि बहुत सारे स्टेटमेंट्स में वो क्वेश्चन फॉर्म तो मौजूद है बट ये कि क्वेश्चन वर्ड मौजूद नहीं है जिससे कि आप इंडिकेट करते हैं कि ये एक क्वेश्चन है प्रॉपर, राइट। एंड फॉर रीडिंग थ्रू द होल कंटेंट आपको पूरा का पूरा डायलॉग को पढ़ना है। अब करना क्या है आप लोगों ने, you need to have a look at all these statements for seeking confirmation and turn all these situation into a question form just as you notice. And your ID card, please. For example, here is a question. You can say, can you show me your ID card, please? Or can you give me your ID card, please? Or you can turn it to, can I have your ID card, please? So, students, it may also be a question in your exam that here is a statement which is confirming are seeking some questions, and you need to turn it out into proper question form by adding some question words, just as here you notice in this video. We are going ahead and we will take very few examples out of it. So for examples, and you worked in Saudi Arabia for 3 years. So here may be a question. For how many years you have worked in Saudi Arabia, right? So these are all the different details. Students, I have been just pausing it up. You can take a quick screenshot and you can solve it. Later going for further confirmation, seeking examples which may help you out about understanding it. I was born in 1965, and person B says, so you are 42 years old. That time it was 2007. I was born in Lorelei, and so you are from Balochistan. So you students, you can see how you can turn and assume things, and you are seeking information, you are looking for information. There is an exercise too, which says that what kind of expressions or question will you use to ask for confirmation about the following information. So here is for example, God, I weigh 85 kilos. So you can ask question here simply like there may be how much weight I carry, or how much weight I am having, or how much weight you are having, and you will say that may be the answer that God, I weigh 85 kilos. And here is another statement. For example, I am a poet. I write poetry in English. Somebody may ask, it may be answer to a question. Uh, what what is your occupation, or what is your profession, and in which language you do poetry? It may be a question. So you notice certainly differently you can ask multiple questions, right? So this way you went through process of seeking confirmation and information out of multiple people. We are carrying on with exercise 3 and quickly have a look. Here is an example. Suppose someone gives you the following information and you are surprised. How will you express your surprise and ask for confirmation? It will be useful for you if you do this exercise with a friend. Okay, so be prepared, everyone. Many times you say, it's 6. You say, no, it's 9. The other person say, my shoe size is 6. The other person say, no, it's 9. And the other person again say, no, it's 6. The other says it's 9. So I think there should be some midway, some decision that what actually is this. So you need to confirm about this bias, whether it's 6 or whether it's 9. So there may be another situation. You may ask, did you read my paper? And then, but it only proved what I already knew. Yes, well. So there may be certain questions which may be asked like this, and they happen in day-to-day life. Let's practice. Let's practice the state of surprise. Last year, I visited Britain, France, Italy, Germany, India, Malaysia, and the United States. You visited 7 countries? Wow. So this is a state of surprise. Like you can ask, you visited 7 countries? Then there may be a question. I have 18 children. I have 18 children. So you have 18 children. This must be the answer for this very example. If you just keeping in view the previous statement and the command which I have been given to you to follow, you need to follow that. You need to express your surprise and ask for confirmation. And for asking confirmation, you need to put a question mark at the end of the statement. You notice this is not proper question, but you are asking the way you are stating your surprise in a question form. He has 6 fingers in his left hand and 7 in the right hand. So you will say that you have you have 6 fingers.